Well, Sonic Advance 3 is better than Sonic Advance 2. Still, I think I will indifferent about Sonic Advance 3. Like, when I started to write the script, I didn't finish the game even without collecting Chaos Emeralds. And then I made a boss saying I need to finish this game. I meant to finish making this game video. Maybe with enough buttons, or just using save states, I could finish the game. Actually, I'll go to that, like I already did before one boss fight. I used save states, because one act checkpoint was really far away. The next act basically was auto-scroller act. Like for this boss fight, it seems there is a situation where you can't avoid getting damage. Of course, that is if you are too late to try avoid the damage. Yeah, no, I couldn't do the next boss fight even using save states. Then maybe I didn't have enough buttons to finish this game. But whose fault is it that I ran out of buttons? Okay, maybe it is 50-50 for his fault. But I still will blame the game for training my buttons. As in it is some stuff which is training my buttons. Thankfully it is the last advanced game, or maybe if there will be more advanced games, then they might have been better than this game. Sonic Advance 3 was developed by Sonic Team and Teams and published by Sega, but also by THQ. But this time not just in North America but also in all regions. The premise is this time told by the game, which just is that Eggman wants those Chaos Emeralds to build Eggman Land, and Sonic and his friends need to stop Eggman. Base gameplay is like the previous Sonic Advance games, but it introduces a partner system. Not just having a partner which runs with you, but also which abilities you can use. So yeah, it isn't just running as fast as possible and platforming through attacks, but also figuring out which partner is better for the situations or even the player character. So in the middle of playthrough you can change not just the partner but also the player character. Only it isn't seamless change, because this game is a upvote. Yeah, I think this counts as a upvote, where you can select acts that you want to play. By the way, technically there are 4 acts per song, like 3 normal acts and 4th is a boss fight. Actually, if boss fights counts as an act, then maybe there are at least 2 more that could count as acts. But this time which are optional. Bonus acts from both you can utilize. One is where you need to destroy all enemies, another is switching switch to earn enough points, and switching switch faster will get you more points. And of course both have a time limit, and you can't replay them. Unless you reset the console, but then life count will be reset. So maybe completing them in earlier zones you can grind lives, but only once in the play session. And of course there are special stages to get Chaos Emeralds, however which I didn't try, so it's info from outside of the game. Each zone has 10 try to be found, except in one zone which is nature, which stops the game flow when you are running through the act when collecting the chaos or saving the show. Thankfully only exposing the game, but still it stops the flow, which needed to be done to be able to get Chaos Emerald. But that isn't all. Other first you need to find a key and then find a special spring in upfold, which is easier later to go into a special stage. So yeah, for me, it is pointless to try to get access to a special stage then. I can't say if special stages are good or not. And from what I guess, Ellie's fighting show is in all zones because there are only 7 zones. Because I am microphone incented, then I can't those fingers. Those shoes. Now, about act layout. Overall act layouts are fine, but of course here and there are bad acts. Like basically auto-scroller act and some unfun boss acts. Only some acts love back to the beginning, so if you go somewhere wrong, then it's looping the act, which gets annoying. About boss acts. Like it seems the third boss fight was easier than the second, but the later one, the annoying boss fight is where you need to climb up a tower on a platform which falls apart. Because of that, when focusing on jumping up, then the boss can hit you while you're in middle of the jump, and then you fall into bottom speed. So basically, the boss fight is instant loss if you get it. Then there is one boss fight where you play volleyball, or tennis, or ping pong, but where you need to hit the boss, which isn't fun, and it gets annoying when you still can't be damaged by the projectiles that should damage the bosses, as in by projectile that you hit it, but its own projectile can't damage itself. In the boss fight, which I managed to beat only using save states, is where you need to switch gravity for you and reacting the weak point. In this boss fight, if you are too light to switch gravity, then you might not be able to either damage the boss or avoid the boss, or the game just didn't register controls at that point. So yeah, here and there it will, like the controls didn't get registered by the game. I guess that's one reason why it's better to play on official hardware. But yeah, I don't want to support the second and seller, and to find and I don't know, and I don't want to find out that the game doesn't register controls even on an official hardware, at least by buying from second and reseller. Now about the partner system, which maybe I should have said earlier in the video, but whatever. It isn't just you are able to use partner ability, but also the player share their abilities are different based on what partner you have selected. So at first I tried some predators for some reason like say on unique abilities, but when I unlocked Amy I noticed that Amy were using different abilities based on what partners you have. So then I checked other characters and it was the same, so I found the naming any abilities for any characters. Maybe from gameplay footage you already saw different abilities. It's interesting to play out to find a combo which works better for an act or a boss fight. Only there's weren't any explanations about it when there is a almost show not only in the upfold but also in acts to explain base gameplay feature, or just where act entrances. which still appears in the last song. Returning the plot prospects, of course, they are iframes, so after damaging them, it might be hard to avoid them. Finally, getting umbrellas can be done from everywhere. Only I had one instance where I went dragged a rail. Of course, there still are enemies on the spot. Sure, when running in Remember say locations, then you can avoid them. But there are situations where you get lost by spring or something else into the enemy, and it's hard to avoid those enemies. Sometimes having a partner is annoying, when the partner goes first and then steps on an unstable platform. Then because of the partner the platform falls, then you can progress because there's nowhere else to go. Like the situations enter the player just for the game mistake. Just for the game's mistake. So yeah, I like Sonic Advance 2. Sonic Advance 3 is more enjoyable. Only here and there are steps that make enter the player. So without those, maybe I will be able to finish the game. But of course, without collecting the Chaos Emeralds. So, for fans new to the Sonic Hedgehog experience, this might be for you. But keep in mind that there may be some unenjoyable parts. Of course, if you aren't into Sonic games, then this isn't a good starting point. But for mainly are into 3D Sonic games, maybe you can try it out and see it for yourself, if you like it or not. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, like the video, subscribe and comment. See you next time.